We're going to get started. I am excited. I'm Dr. Rita McGuire. I'm the Chief Medical Officer here at Wakana. I am one of the co-founders, and tonight we're going to talk about sciatica and the piriformis muscle or the piriformis syndrome. Many of you may say, oh my God, what is the piriformis? But it is a pain in the butt is what it is. That's that muscle that's a pain in the butt. And I'm so excited. We're going to have Sandra Rose as one of our lead presenters on this amazing topic. And we will introduce her formally, but a little bit about who I am. I'm a mom of 3 adult children, yay. Just one more is on my payroll still, but my Jacob is 29, Josh was 24, they're off the payroll, and we still have the princess baby girl that is going into medical school. So I've got 4 more years of paying tuition. I'm an obstetrician gynecologist, and I am still practicing. In fact, I'm on call. I'm on call every Wednesday night and Sunday night, but I still practicing doing C-sections, hysterectomies, liposuctions, tummy tucks, you name it. But 3 years ago, I was introduced by our CEO, Melissa Boston, to the cannabis industry. It really was not something I was thinking about. But I was able to really dig deep and look at all the medicinal benefits that this plant offers, not only to my family, my friends, myself, but also my patients. So I'm here testifying in front of the Judiciary Committee for the legalization of adult use recreational cannabis here in Illinois. So I was one of the physicians, the only physician that testify for the legalization. So it's really exciting. My kids think I'm really cool now because I'm an advocate for the cannabis plant. So tonight we're going to be talking about sciatica and piriformis syndrome. This was something that a lot of you may know a little about, but many of you know nothing about. So we're first going to talk about cannabis and CBD so that when I bring up the presenter, you'll kind of understand what CBD is, especially if you're a guest. If you're a business partner, you know all of this, but repetition is always good. The first thing we want to do is clarify really and distinguish the difference between hemp and marijuana. And that's really important because when you talk about medical marijuana or recreational marijuana or cannabis, that's what we're not talking about tonight. In fact, we are talking about the part of the cannabis plant called industrial hemp. That's a part of the cannabis plant that gives you the health benefits without the high. So yes, I was amazed 3 years ago when I found out that there was a part of the plant that didn't get you high. When we hear the word cannabis, we automatically think that we're getting high, but that's not true. So the cannabis plant contains over 85 to 100 compounds. They're called cannabinoids. The 2 most common ones we know about are THC. That's the one that gets you high. That's the one that gives you the paranoia if you consume too much of it. And then there's CBD or cannabidiol. That's a part of the plant that gives you the health benefits without the high. So when we divide the plant into 2 species, the marijuana species has high levels of that THC that gets you high and very scarce, minute amounts of CBD, whereas hemp has very minute amounts of THC. In fact, it is defined as containing 0.3% or less of THC and large amounts of CBD. So that distinguishing factor is really important right out of the gate, that you know we're talking about the part of the plant that will not get you high. In fact, in 2018, a farm bill was passed by President Trump, and this now allows for CBD that comes from hemp to be legally sold and used in all 50 states. And because of that, our company, Wakana, we've seen a massive amount of growth in the year and a half that we've been in business. We've seen a growth of more than 162%, despite the global pandemic, despite all of the unrest that's going on in the world. Our sales, our CBD sales are through the roof. And so we're excited that you're here to really end the negative stigma. Because see, that's our vision, is to end the negative stigma about this plant so that our communities can take advantage of the health and the wealth benefit that it provides. So CBD, or cannabidiol, is the second most common compound found in the cannabis plant, but it's the most common one that we extract and get from the industrial hemp plant. Again, our products here at Wakana are tested. They're tested for mold, mildew, pesticides, toxins, heavy metals. Our products are compliant with the State Department of Agriculture, meaning that the farms that we source our products from are growing hemp organically. And our products are Farm Bill compliant, meaning that under the 2018 Farm Bill that we just talked about, that it's a product that's coming from the industrial hemp plant and not the marijuana plant. So it's really about learning and unlearning. Again, CBD gives you the health without the high, extracted from the industrial hemp plant, containing 0.3% or less of THC. When we look at all of the medicinal benefits, and this is not an extensive list of the medicinal benefits of CBD, but when we talk about what we're going to hear tonight, it's really about reducing inflammation. And CBD is a powerful anti-inflammatory. You can see right here, anti-inflammatory. So that's what we want to do. We want to have a powerful analgesic or a pain reliever and a powerful anti-inflammatory product when we're speaking about sciatica and we're speaking about this pain in the butt muscle called the piriformis. You can see CBD has other benefits. It helps with nausea and vomiting. It helps to build bone. It helps to reduce anxiety. You know, we all are under a lot of stress and anxiety. But we also know the other components of the plant have medicinal benefits. So when we talk about our power product a little later, our full spectrum product, we need all of these compounds to synergistically come together and give us relief. So the way CBD works is through a science. It's a science. It's not a magical potion or a snake oil. It's called the endocannabinoid system, which was discovered in the early 1990s when I was in medical school. And this system is deemed the most vital regulatory system in our body. It regulates our temperature, our mood, our sleep and wake cycles. It regulates inflammation and pain and anxiety. It regulates the pressure in our eyes if we have glaucoma. It helps to reduce inflammation in our lungs if we have asthma or COPD. It helps to reduce those conditions that affect the liver, the kidneys, the bowel, even the skin, the stomach, the teeth, and the heart, and of course the brain. So these receptors are looking for cannabis. They're looking for, when we consume CBD, to put the body back in balance. It's looking for CBD to reduce that inflammation around that sciatic nerve that we're going to hear about tonight. So there is science. If you're on the line, you're a healthcare professional, absolutely. There's over 20,000 peer-reviewed articles that talk about CBD and its medicinal properties that we see here. So I'm going to bring up our speaker tonight, who is Cassandra, or Sandra Rose, as we know her. She's a licensed massage therapist of over 8 years now. She took the big leap and she became a full-time entrepreneur a little over 2 years ago. She came on board with us here at Wakana in August of 2020. She joined the team with Minister Mooney and she has established since 2009 Replenish Spa, which is located in downtown Columbia, Ohio. So I'm going to bring to the stage Sandra Rose, as we know her. She's a principal educator as well at a Black-owned spa as well in Columbia, Ohio. Are you out there? Of course you're out there because I'm looking
Hello.
for you.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you great. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being on the call tonight. Before I get started talking about, as Dr. Rita mentioned, this pain in the butt that so many of us have, the piriformis syndrome, as well as the sciatica or sciatic nerve. And I have a little 5-month-old puppy, so you may hear her bark a little bit because I'm not paying attention to her, so my apologies. But as she mentioned, I came on to Wakana after Dr. Mooney kind of mentioned it, Minister Mooney, I'm sorry, mentioned it to me a little earlier this year in August. A little hesitant about it, of course, just like a lot of other people. Cannabis, marijuana, I don't do that. With the negative stigmas out there about it. But as he gave me more information on it, and I did a little more research on CBD and THC, and actually Wakana itself, I decided that I needed to give this a try. One of the main reasons why I decided that I needed to give it a try, because I am one of the many people that have a 2020 high school graduate whose graduation, prom, and so many other things after so many years of being in school, it was kind of snatched away from them at the last minute, and she developed quite a bit of anxiety and a little bit of depression because of this. And so I needed to do something, and I needed to do something fast. So we decided to give the products a try, and I'm glad to report that she is now in college to be a nurse practitioner, specifically a little later on in life. It has helped me greatly with my anxiety, has helped me greatly with sleeping and other things. So I am definitely now a full-time advocate for CBD and THC and Wakana, of course.
Awesome. Wow. I know about those 20-year-olds and things like that.
Yeah. It's been a tough year, but like I said, we've made it through it, and partially because of this, and she's just a happy person again. So I'm very thankful for this. But now for the spotlight, sciatica and the piriformis muscle. The reason why I decided to talk about this is because I'm going to say at least 50% of the clients that I see come in the office, after they give you the wonderful, well, this hurts and this hurts, and I got this sharp pain in my butt that goes all the way down to my ankle, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what to do for it. And of course, after I've mentioned, well, have you been to your doctor? Because that is definitely step number one, to relay this information to your doctor and get under any treatment or doctor care that you may need to be, and then come to me for the relaxation part. So I'm step number two. But just to let you know about the piriformis muscle, a lot of us already know that our glutes or our buttocks have three main muscles. The big muscle that we all see on the front, the maximus, on the side, the medius, and then right above that is the minimus. But there's also this very small muscle, really deep inside the buttocks, right up under the gluteus maximus, called the piriformis. Although the piriformis is very small, it has a very important job, which is it rotates the femur or the thigh bone. It stabilizes your hip joints, and it abducts and adducts the hip, which is just basically the lateral movement, and allows you to flex your hips, which is why sometimes if you are experiencing a piriformis issue, as soon as you get ready to step out of bed in the morning and you take that first step, you're going to start to feel some pain at the very bottom of your back, right above your glutes. As I mentioned, the piriformis muscle is located near the hip joint, and it goes towards the upper thigh, so it can kind of stretch laterally across your buttocks. Like I said, it is important to lower body movement. It stabilizes the hip joint, lifts, rotates the thigh away from the body. And most importantly, the piriformis muscle sits right above your sciatic nerve, which is a word that a lot of us have heard. We may not necessarily know what it is or know what it does, but that's where you get the word sciatica from, because that is inflammation of that nerve. The piriformis muscle can cause irritation to the sciatic nerve by overuse or repetitive movements like long distance walking, running, cycling, rowing. And I'm going to add another one in there, like it can even be involved in swimming as well. It can lead to inflammation, spasm, and enlargement of the piriformis. And when this gets enlarged, because it is sitting right above the sciatic nerve, it then compresses onto the sciatic nerve, and it can increase the likelihood of sciatic nerve irritation or entrapment. And what is sciatica? Like I just mentioned before, sciatica refers to the pain that is caused by an irritated sciatic nerve. The sciatic nerve is the longest nerve in the body. It's gonna come like from north to south in your body. The pain usually is from your hips to your buttocks and goes down the leg, either partially or the entire leg. So sometimes when you're feeling that, it'll stop at your knee, and if it's not addressed, it's going to go all the way down to your ankle, down into your foot, causing some tingling in your foot and in your legs. Now, absence of an injury, a herniated disc, or another spinal issue. Me being a massage therapist, I see sciatica issues because it's generally caused by compression of that piriformis muscle on the sciatic nerve. And what causes the compression in detail? Usually the compression is caused by overusage, as mentioned in the previous slide. However, it is mainly caused by lack of development of the gluteal muscles, mainly the gluteus maximus. And I'm going to pause right there for just a second, because I just want to mention what I mean by activation or development. So most of the time, we're going around, you know, we have busy lifestyles, and some of us walk, some of us run, but strength training, I want to mention, is extremely important for our life and our lifestyle. And the reason why is because every decade after the age of 30, you're going to lose 5% of your muscle mass. By the age of 80, you will have lost 50% of your muscle mass if you don't do some sort of strength training, even if it's just something quickly as doing some squats at home or doing some lunges at home. You don't necessarily have to go to the gym like I do or Dr. Rita does every day with that strength training. Even if you just get started with doing something to keep those muscles strong and keep them developed, you can eliminate a lot of that muscle mass loss. When we lose that muscle mass, that is one of the main reasons why as we get older, we see falls, we see breakage of bones, because we just simply don't have that structure that we need to have. So I really needed to stress how important it is to get involved in strength training. I'll talk about diet and a few other things a little later, but I really needed to hone in on that strength training. You don't have to go and try to be a bodybuilder, but I really try to stress to my clients how important it is to work those muscles at least 3, 4, 5 times a week so that we can keep that muscle mass and that we can keep that structure strong.
Yeah, they can also join our 6 a.m. on Wednesday morning. See, there you go.
Yes.
We've got a solution for every.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so I will keep going on.
Okay, let's see if we can. Can you see your slide?
I can see it.
Oh, great.
Yep. Just waiting for the next one. There we go. Again, the piriformis syndrome and sciatica can be relieved by proper stretching, which a lot of us don't do enough of. Dr. Rita and I was talking about it. Yep. So stretching early in the morning. I like to stretch right after I get out of a shower because my muscles are warm And that is actually the best time to stretch, is when your muscles are warm. And stretching to help relax the piriformis muscle, and by strength exercises to strengthen the legs and the glutes. So a lot of times when my clients come in and they tell me they have lower back pain, I go straight to those legs and those glutes, because 9 times out of 10, again, if there is no injury involved, that lower back pain is going to come from underdevelopment of your legs and your glutes. The gluteus maximus is the largest muscle in the body. If this muscle is not strengthened and activated, again, you can develop many back issues, especially sciatica and piriformis syndrome. And I'm going to keep saying that because, again, I see so many people with that issue on a daily basis, and we kind of get it alleviated through the massaging and through that strength training. And I think I mentioned this a little earlier, but I'll mention it again. After the age of 30, we lose 5% of our muscle mass every 10 years.
Wow.
May not seem like a lot, but think about it. From the age of 30 to the age of 60 or 70, that's 15, 20% of your muscle mass gone. And although you can help build some of it back up, it's easier to just maintain it than to try to rebuild it. By the age of 80, you will have lost 50% of your muscle mass, leaving you susceptible to falling and breaking bones. There's my little barbell right there, because it's something that I love to do on a daily basis. Ways to help with sciatica and piriformis syndrome: exercise regularly, including a strength training program. Have a balanced diet that will support lean muscle mass. Get your protein in to help those muscles stay on strong. Drink plenty of water to stay hydrated. Get proper rest and relaxation, because without resting those muscles, they will become fatigued and they just simply won't work the way that you want them to work, which is why I put balance down at the bottom. Although today, this evening, I'm talking about sciatic nerve and strength training a lot. Strength training is no good without proper rest. It's no good without being hydrated, and it's definitely no good without a proper diet. I mean, you can work out as much as you want, but without a proper diet, it's just not all going to come into place the way that it should.
Folks, you know that's music to my ears.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. It's music to mine as well. And so I just wanted to bring in now the reason why massage and the CBD is so important to this entire outcome. What I do with my clients on a daily basis that come in with sciatica issues, with piriformis issues, is I help them relieve that piriformis muscle through massage. I manipulate the upper legs towards the thighs. I manipulate the hamstrings, as well as the upper glutes to help relieve that piriformis muscle. Hour, 90 minutes sometimes, depending on, you know, how tough it is for that client. In the meantime, once I send them home not only to do strength exercises, not only to do their proper stretching, but now we're going to get the CBD involved in helping to relieve and the internal, what's going on with you internally. So a few things that I use, I have them all lined up here for me beautifully because I use them all day, every day. Is the main one that I use while massaging is this Extreme Power Cream. Has about 15, 16 ingredients in it, all very natural. I put that on literally within about 15 to 20 minutes. That relaxation of that muscle starts, which actually helps me to relieve that piriformis muscle because it is now on its way to being relaxed. When I send them home, with a couple of things that I like to use. I'll speak about those first. The first one that I have right here is the culinary. And the reason why I send them home to use the culinary oil is because now we can do some intentional eating, because now you're paying attention to what you're putting in your food. So that gives me a chance to talk about a proper diet. Get your protein in, get your green vegetables in, you know, your sweet potatoes. Just the other day, I made a roast, and every time I got ready to eat that dinner, I put my culinary drops in. So I use those drops for breakfast and for dinner. For breakfast, it's going to keep working for you in your system up to dinner time. Do it again, and that will help to relax you towards the evening. I also use my water soluble as well. I put that in a bottle of water. I always have my little nice bottle of water here with me everywhere I go. Um, I personally like to use the 16 ounces because it's less intimidating, to be honest with you. So that's the reason why I do that. And I put my 3 drops in a bottle of water twice a day as well. And then the other things
Did
that
you show the bottle of the water soluble? Your hand was covering
my
it.
hand was covering it. Okay, let me grab it back. There's my culinary right there. It is the one with the blue.
That's your water soluble.
Yes, the culinary is the one with the brownish.
Right.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You are more than welcome. Also, I instruct them to use gummies at night because not only just for the pain, but to help them sleep, to relieve some of that anxiety, some of that negative talk that we like to do once we lay our head on a pillow, that getting ready for the next day, for the next week, for the next year. It just helps you sleep a little better. And there's also, which is something that I learned about a little more recently that I'm actually definitely going to start implementing, are those pre-rolls, or and I have it down here, the cartridge. Do 1 to 3 pulls on that cartridge. And the reason why I'm going to implement that is because sometimes when you're walking, that sciatica just decides to bing, hit you with a little bit of pain. And as it's doing that, you can't stop your day, you can't stop working, you can't stop exercising, you can't stop living. So you can take 1 to 3 pulls of that cartridge or use that pre-roll for that sudden pain or that acute pain, and you know, it'll get you by until it's time for you to do something different, like the water soluble or your topical in the evening. And that is basically what I have to say about that at this time. For the first time, I'll bring on a second segment where I talk a little deeper about that for those that really need to know a little more about sciatica and piriformis. But I wanted to mention that bit of information first because so many of us are walking around with this lower back pain. We're taking tons of meds. We're taking muscle relaxers, trying to relieve it, but I wanted to help you alleviate it altogether.
Wow.
Again, yeah, I can't go against, you know, what a doctor says, or again, if there's an injury or spinal issue, that is something a little different. But in my arena, what I see most of the time is just simply a little strength training, a better diet, you know, and we can help to get rid of that piriformis issue.
Music to my ears. I take
Absolutely.
diet, hydration, strength training, sleep. All
Sleep.
of these things are imperative. Oh my God, great information. There are guests on the line that actually want to see some of these products
Okay.
that you mentioned. Again, here at Wakana, our products are tested. We offer certificates of analysis so that you as a consumer know that our products are safe, they're effective, and they're free from all of those heavy metals, toxins, residual solvents. You know, our most potent product here at Wakana is our Hemp MD. So if you're suffering from severe, very, very severe piriformis syndrome or sciatica, you want to start with the Hemp MD. It's 750 milligrams of CBD in a 15 ml bottle. And, you know, Sandra and I talked about how important it is to start low and start slow, right? Whenever you're introducing CBD into your system, you want to start with the 3 drops twice a day. You can always increase that dose if you need to. And then our 500 milligram product is another amazing product that has a proprietary formula that includes black seed, turmeric, peppermint. All of these essential oils are helping to reduce inflammation, as well as our carrier oil in this product, MCT and hemp seed oil. Just an amazing tincture for those who have piriformis and or sciatica. And then we have products for those who have random drug screens. So if you're on the line and you're like, I have random drug screens, we have a tincture for you. It's our pure tincture. That's our broad spectrum that has 300 milligrams of CBD, but less than 0.0% of THC. This is something you can use twice a day and safely pass your urine drug screens. Now, here is the picture of the gummies she was speaking about. These gummies are amazing. Like Sandra said, I work out every single day. I am guilty of not stretching. The last month, I've been doing more yoga and stretching with my Queen Neff. But these gummies are what you want to use at night so that you can sleep. And it is also addressing the reduction of inflammation. So we have our power gummies for those who don't have random drug screens. And then we have our pure gummies for those who do have random drug screens. Our gummies are infused. They're not coated. That means that they're more potent because they're infused. Our gummies are vegan and non-GMO. And then our topicals. Oh my goodness, these topicals are what you need to use to offer local relief. Now, I use topicals at night. So I will put my topical on about 30 minutes when I take that gummy before I go to sleep in the areas that are of discomfort. And I also use the topicals before I work out. And I also use the topicals throughout the day if I need to. So the topicals come in an oil form, which is Dr. Rita's Rub, 200 milligrams of CBD with 19 essential oils. Our new Power Relief, as Sandra mentioned, this is the one she recommends to her patients who have sciatica or piriformis syndrome. That's a 400 milligram, and we have a 500 milligram. Let me tell you about the 500 milligram. I've noticed that the 500 milligram works best for me after the workout. The 500 milligram has that menthol in it where it almost reminds you of a biofreeze. It has that cooling effect. So I love using the 500 milligrams after my workout. And then this is what we use for those times where you need an acute, quick, fast CBD fix when you have sciatica pain or piriformis syndrome pain. These CBD joints and vape cartridges act within 1 to 5 minutes. You all need to have one of these products, either a cartridge or a CBD joint on hand for when that sciatica rears its ugly face, or that pain in the butt muscle, that piriformis muscle starts to give you issues. Again, all of our products are organic, all of our products are tested, all of our products are safe and effective for those who are looking for a holistic organic relief to their issues that come from either that piriformis muscle or that sciatica nerve. And I'm telling you, as a physician, I learned something this evening and did not realize how much muscle mass that you can potentially lose after the age of 30. We always talk about bone density and bone mass, but that muscle is really important because those muscles are what helps you walk. What helps you give your balance so you don't fall. So again, why shop Wakana? There are a lot of CBD products out there, but these products are not premium products. These products are not tested. A lot of these products you find at the gas station or the smoke shops. We offer 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, all of our products come with third-party testing. certificates of analysis. All of our products are organically grown, and we offer the highest quality. So we want you to know that if you're invited on the call, we want you to contact the person that invited you, because we want you to get these products in your hands so that you can get relief. You know, I put on one of our Facebook pages today an article about ibuprofen or Motrin. It is a over-the-counter medication that is now physicians are seeing are just very detrimental to our patients. Ibuprofen long-term can cause stroke, it can cause heart attacks, it can cause GI bleed, and long-term use can cause kidney failure. And that's one of the medications we all used to take, right? When you have issues with pain, back pain, sciatica pain, pain after working out is Motrin or Relief. Got to stay away from that product. So typically, there are three type of people on the line after they hear this amazing information. Sandra, you were amazing. Love you to death. But person number one is someone who wants to be a customer. You know, you want to start the product. So you're going to contact the person who invited you. Maybe a person number two. You still have questions, and it's only 8:38. We finished in 38 minutes. So we're going to take questions from all of those guests out there, or maybe a person number three. You see an opportunity just like Sandra Rose did. You know, she was someone who saw value in these products, saw value of wrapping these products around what she already loved and very passionate about, which is massage therapy, and absolutely has been very successful in Ohio, very successful in getting these products in med spas, getting these products with other massage therapists, and just getting these products in the hands of her loved ones, her daughter that she spoke about. So we're going to open it up for questions because we have time, Sandra. And you can put the question either in the chat box or you can put the question in the Q&A box. But that was absolutely very informative. Thank you, Sandra.
More than welcome.
There is a question in the Q&A. It says, my primary care physician told me that I have a high level of pain tolerance. I had an abscess of a tooth that never gave me a toothache, and it was so severe that it ate through the bone. What dosage of pain relief might work for me? Well, Janet, thank you for that question, and I'm glad that you did not have pain because it sounds like that is a very severe issue. Hopefully you've seen a specialist, a dental specialist. We have a dentist here with us, Dr. Daniel, but whenever you're dealing with pain in the mouth, we know that the endocannabinoid system has receptors in the teeth. It will help to reduce not only pain and inflammation, but a lot of the bacterial infections that probably started the abscess from occurring. So with the toothache, it's the same with any other condition that causes inflammation and pain. That's that tincture twice a day, either the Hempranium MD or our Hempranium 500 milligram, or like Sandra Rose, I love doing that culinary plus as you are introducing a healthy diet, using the gummy at night so you can sleep with that tooth, and also using a small amount of that pain cream on the area that the tooth is causing referred pain, maybe in your jaw. Using the pre-roll or the vape cartridge for that breakthrough discomfort, for acute pain that abscess could cause. But absolutely, you've got to see a dentist. We know you may have to have additional antibiotics. I'm not a dentist, I'm an OB-GYN, so I only deal with the other part of the body, not the mouth. but absolutely see your dentist, get on our products, and really, really, it's important to take care of your dental health. Your dental health is tied directly to periodontal disease, and abscesses are tied directly to your heart. So you don't want that bacteria to become systemic in your bloodstream and cause very serious conditions. So take care of that very quickly. Let's see, any other questions in the chat box? Someone says that they do the 500 milligram to kill bacteria. Is it better to take things internally or topically for pain? Great question. We talked about this, right, Sandra? When you have significant pain, it's really important to take all of the products. Why? You want to incorporate the tincture twice a day. You want to incorporate the power at night, a gummy or a pure gummy at night, and you want to incorporate the topical. When one of the products, like the tinctures, which only last in your system for 6 to 8 hours, you want to make sure you have another product that's coming on board so that CBD is consistently in your bloodstream. So using the tincture, using the gummies, using the topicals, and using the acute fast-acting CBD joint or a cartridge. That's 4 products that you should have in your home to address issues with pain. I heard there are feminine health benefits and reproductive health benefits. Is this true? Yes, there are receptors in the reproductive tract, the endocannabinoid system. There are receptors throughout our entire body. So yes, there are many, many benefits as it relates to reproductive health. Sandra, you did such a good job. There's no questions on sciatica or piriformis. All these questions
Perfect.
about other things. So you did
That
a
is
great
fine.
job.
That is perfect.
You did a great job. Is there a different time lapse per product? Yes. So the tinctures last for about 6 to 8 hours. The gummies at night are going to last for about 8 to 10 hours. The cartridge and vape cartridges and the CBD joints only last for about an hour. And then the topicals, those are going to last 1 to 2 hours. That's the reason why you want all of the different methods of ingestion. You want all of those products. So when one is wearing off, the other one is kicking in. When one is wearing off, the other is kicking in. How long are you recommending that your clients continue to use the culinary and water-soluble products? Sandra?
Forever. Mainly
Forever.
forever.
CBD forever to keep our body in balance, forever,
Yes.
ever and ever.
Yes. But again, I get them started using it because I'm trying to get them to have a better diet as well. So I'm playing a little trickery with them using that product, but definitely forever, because once you get started and you start feeling good, you want to continue to feel good. So
yeah, and we want to keep our body in balance. And
right.
what I tell my clients and my patients and my family is that once we get the challenge under control, once we get it under control, then you can back down on the dose. But until then, you may need 8 drops twice a day. But once that inflammation, once you've incorporated now an anti-inflammatory diet, now you're at home or you're in the gym working out, you're drinking a gallon of water every day. Once we get that lifestyle back, then you can start backing down. But CBD alone, I cannot say this enough. CBD alone is not enough, guys. You've got to change your diet. You have to change your sleep, pattern. You've got to get the sleep in. That's labor and delivery calling me. You've got to get your sleep in. You've got to get your water in. You've got to get a great diet in. All of that in combination with the CBD becomes magical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, becomes magical. Can you talk about the safety of vapes and pre-rolls? So many are asking about causing cancer and lung disease. So there have been, we know, issues with vape cartridges last year, right? Many people died. And it was because the vape cartridges were black market products. They weren't Wakana products, but they were products that contained vitamin E. When you heat vitamin E, it becomes toxic to the lungs. There were other ingredients found in those vape cartridges. There was rat poison found. Yeah, rat poison. There was narcotics. There was marijuana. There was fentanyl. So there was a lot of toxic chemicals in those vape cartridges. That's why it's imperative that you know the source that you're purchasing products from. The government did a study on those people who passed away, and they found that they were buying black market products. So yes, not all CBD is made equally. Yes, multiple sclerosis, hemp MD, that's our most potent product. I would recommend hemp MD twice a day, our gummies at night, our topical cream for those spasticities and joint, as well as a pre-roll or a cartridge. Great explanation, ladies. Love it, and understand that keeping CBD in our system is a known benefit. Okay, so I talked about the lower body multiple sclerosis. What is a good way to strengthen lower body if you don't have ability to stand for a long time and have lower body weakness, Sandra?
Mm-hmm. So I was looking at that, and I've already been thinking about that question there. So depending on the reason why you have the lower body weakness, I'm just going to say some general weakness. Two ways. When you go to the gym, of course, the gym has these wonderful machines where you can literally sit down and work the body part that you need to work. I would just start at a very low weight, because a little weight is better than no weight, right? So start at a lower weight, and as you get stronger, just work your way up. Like for instance, with leg extensions, you can sit down and use the leg extension machine. You can lay down and use the machine for your hamstrings and for your glutes. If you're unable to get to the gym, one of the my favorite exercises at home is to literally lay in the bed, lay on your back, and do leg lifts. And just every week I would just continue to go up on the number of leg lifts that I do. I would pause for a certain amount of time, because pausing forces you, to hold your legs up and then strengthen. And then you lay on each side and you do the same thing where you're lifting that one leg up, you're holding it for a certain amount of time, and then you're lowering it slowly. So those three ways, and even if you don't have lower leg weakness or lower body weakness, those are three great exercises to get you started on strengthening your lower body.
Hi, this is Dr. Crawford. I wanted to add to what you said. If you can get to a pool, there's water aerobics. You don't have to swim. You just kind of get into the low end and use the water to help you with your lower weakness. And I think Dr. Rita must be on that call from labor and delivery. So, and I'm looking through the chat and questions here. Let's see here. I think she answered most of the questions.
Right.
Sorry about that, guys. A baby's trying to come and interrupt our conversation here.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Dr.
Dr. Crawford. Yes, yes.
Yes, I think that's kind of it with most of the questions.
There's another question about how long before you see results? You know, that's a really great question, and we get that a lot, right? It depends on your body chemistry. It depends on the severity of the condition. It depends on your diet. It depends on the amount of CBD that you're on. And we can't say, we all metabolize CBD differently. You know, what I need is different from what Dr. Crawford needs. That's why we always recommend you start low, you start slow. I always recommend you start with 3 drops in the morning and 3 drops in the evening. I always recommend you start with a half or 1 gummy at night. I always recommend that you have a cartridge or a pre-roll in your purse, on hand. And I always recommend that you have a topical product for that local relief. And then in 4 to 5 days, reassess things. If you need to increase the tincture, do that. Increase it to 8 drops twice a day. Maximum is 15 drops a day. So you need to, again, work with everything. You know, ask yourself, am I drinking a gallon of water every day? Am I eating fried food? Am I eating food that is packaged? Am I eating my fruits and my vegetables? You know, look at all of this, because inflammatory food, once you take that out of your diet, you will see a big difference when you're using your CBD. So it's not a cookie cutter for everyone. Everybody is different. You have to listen to your body. You have to incorporate CBD slowly and then go from there. Anybody want to add anything to that about how long before you see results? How long should I keep a new person on half a gummy? Well, if half a gummy is working for that new person, then you keep them on half a gummy. If a half a gummy is not working for that new person, then you increase them to 1 gummy. If 1 gummy is not working for that person, you increase them to 2 gummies. But I never, ever recommend just gummies for someone who has significant pain. Gummies alone are not going to do the trick 9 times out of 10. You have to, when you're dealing with significant challenges of life, like sciatica, arthritis, piriformis syndrome, lupus, multiple sclerosis, you need the tincture, you need the gummies, you need the topicals, and you need one of the smokable hemp products, either the flower, the pre-roll, or the cartridge. You need them all, right? So half a gummy is not going to do much for anyone that has a significant condition like sciatica or piriformis syndrome. So we know a lot of people with sciatica. We know a lot of people with sciatica, right? Dr. Rita has sciatica, right? I have piriformis syndrome when I overdo it in the gym and I don't stretch. So we know a lot of people who have this. So since we know a lot of people who have this, and we have been educated for the last 55 minutes, I hope we all know that we shouldn't give someone with sciatica a gummy, right? A gummy is probably not going to do anything for that person. I hope we now know that we need to give that person tincture, topical, gummies, and a smokable hemp product. So the point I'm trying to drive is that most people we know have moderate to severe conditions going on. It may be moderate to severe anxiety or moderate to severe inflammation due to arthritis. You know, whatever it is, a half a gummy is just not going to do it. Any other questions or comments from our medical advisory board?
Yeah, Dr. Rita, there's one that says, do you recommend these products for sore adductor muscles? Basically, for everyone, adductor muscles is just your thigh. So it's your thigh, the word, bringing your leg in to the body instead of away from the body.
Is
So
that
absolutely,
ADD as in
that's,
David, to
yes.
David?
Uh-huh.
Adductor, ADD.
Adductor, yes. Bringing your leg back towards your body. Absolutely, because that's one of the symptoms that piriformis syndrome can give you is all of that soreness down the very side of your leg, like your IT going down to your knee, going down to your foot. So definitely you would use that topical. You would use those tinctures for the internal portion to get rid of some of that inflammation. And again, the gummies to sleep at night. So definitely use those products for those sore legs. Yes.
Perfect. We're going to take one last comment from our medical advisory board, Erica Zachary. Erica, if you could unmute yourself. She's one of our licensed clinical social worker, right?
Yes, that's correct. Social
Okay.
worker.
And she also it lives with multiple sclerosis. But I really, it's so powerful. I think we can end tonight with your testimony.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Rita and everyone. So thank you. I was making a comment before we ended, just because I live this life, right? So I have had MS for 22 years and decided to manage it naturally. And this has been the best thing for me. I learned about CBD a couple of years ago, and Wakana has been awesome because I love the products, right? Because when I started, I thought it was just about CBD oils. That's because that's what we're told, right? And so I was working with my doctor, tried lots of CBD oils, and realized that that's not the only thing out there, and that CBD is not all made the same. So when I got involved in Wakana, I learned about the certificate of analysis and learned about what's in the different products. I learned about, that you need to be able to see what's in the products to really know how much CBD is actually in a product. Because I found myself saying that, oh, this didn't work. I tried lots of CBD products and said, oh, this didn't work, that didn't work. And I realized now, why? Because I didn't know what was in that product. So I use CBD religiously because I don't take medication. I've never taken medication for MS, but that was my choice. So I don't recommend that for people unless that's what they're comfortable with. However, I take my Hempranium MD every morning. I exercise with my group in the morning. Sometimes I do a buddy group in the morning. And so sometimes they'll see me taking my tincture. I take it in the morning. And then during the day, I keep my water soluble is in my water. I had to, we're out of stock right now. And so I purchased a bunch of water solubles from somebody else in our group because I needed to have it because that's my medication, right? And so I do that. I use a pre-roll if I need to, mostly vapes. I use mostly vapes when I have changes in the weather is when I have a lot of issues. And so that's when I have my pain. And then sometimes it's anxiety because MS is very up and down, right? You never know what your day is going to look like with MS. So I use that as well. I know people I had posted the question about vapes and pre-rolls because I get a lot of questions about that. Is that okay? And so I try to tell people that it's not going to cause you cancer. I've never smoked. This is my first smokable product that I've ever done in life. But it takes those things away. It takes away the pain. And so it definitely assists with all of those things. I take a gummy at night because those that know me know I'm a night owl. So if I don't turn my brain off, it won't go off. So I have to do my sleep routine, get into a routine. I take showers at night. I take my gummy. It tells my brain I'm ready to go to bed, and so that's what I do every night. So, and I use topicals if I need it, mostly when I'm having, I have a lot of issues with knee hyperextension, like my knees will hyperextend too far. And I wish I had a massager near me. I haven't been to my massage therapist in a while because of COVID, but that is something I do all the time before that. So and I've listened to you, Dr. Rita, tell us that it's not just about CBD, it's not magic. You have to do everything else, right? So I keep my water near me. I exercise with my groups. I try to exercise independently. I'm better with my groups. And so I just try to do all the right things and eat the right foods. And so, yeah, so I've learned that it's not just about CBD. So but that is absolutely my medication all day. I think reducing inflammation all day.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for that share. And that brings
Absolutely.
me to remind myself to have Sandra tell us exactly where you're located because we want to get a massage.
Oh, perfect. Well,
Yeah.
if you are not in the Columbus, Ohio area, come here. It's a lot of great things that go on here. But I am located downtown Columbus, Ohio. Again, I am part of a Black-owned spa here called Replenish Spa. We are at 124 South Washington Avenue, downtown Columbus. I also go to people's homes, and I've been working I call it post-COVID since July, because I have seen an influx of anxiety and depression and sitting at your desk all day, and people just need my hands. And so because I consider myself a healer, not just a massage therapist, I have made myself available for everyone that needs me. And I'm going to take a trip to Chicago too here soon. So
Yes.
let's make some
Yes.
appointments.
I can't wait. Oh, well, thank you, Sandra Rose. Thank you,
Welcome.
Erica Zachary. Thank you, Dr. Tyus Crawford. Thank you, guests. Thank you, business partners. You guys are amazing. I see part of our medical advisory board up there, Nurse Robin Tillman. I see our VP of Finance up there, Kathy Weathersby. Thank you, panelists, and thank you all for tuning in. Please share this information, share this recording. We'll post it. It's on a YouTube. You know how to find all this information, but continue to share the knowledge that you've gained tonight about sciatica and piriformis syndrome. Thank you, Sandra. You were amazing. We look forward to part 2.
Thank you.
3 and 4 and 5. Well, let me go upstairs and deliver this baby right quick.
Yes.
See you later.
Happy delivering.
Yes.